That's a Generation 4. Not quite the fast start of the Generation 5, but we've got a Generation 4 twin turbine. Gear away, down the runway, and safely airborne. As the second one now backtracks down the runway, this one is flown and safely away. The gear will go away. This one again is an A10 Skymaster, and this has two Zysoi 180 turbines. The number 180 refers to the Newton thrust produced by that turbine. So a bit of a power difference here between two 180s and two 142s. So Alan's aircraft has a little bit more power. A nice low pass down there. A10 close support aircraft, and if weather conditions allow, with the wind, they're getting together now. Look at this, what a sight. And a bit of news about Alan Falconbridge. Alan has just started a new flying team. Look at that, closely together, very well done in these winds. A new team on the block, FCB Aviation, which I'm very pleased to say that I am a part of as well. So more about that as we go through the day. And Alan comes back, you'll see he's wearing his FCB Aviation t-shirt. Started off as a bit of an idea and a bit of a chat when they were at airspeed and ground speed. Obviously you want the aircraft to keep flying all the time, but not so fast that it doesn't want to return back to the ground. Here we go on finals. And that was lovely. We'll save the applause till the second one is down. Here we are. A round of applause, please, for Dean Coxon and Alan Falconbridge. Superb display by the A10s. And I'm sure we'll see more of them later. Certainly if the wind drops down. And I noticed with two lined up, brakes off, power on. Gear away, flaps retracted, and the F-18 is safely away there. That he has, Bucky Youngman. Absolute delight to see that flying. I'm not sure whether he's got it. Andy Hetherington. I'm sure you'll see that the navigation lights on the F-100 stand out even in daylight. They stand out really, really well. Okay. Brakes off, power on. And very smoothly away there. The F-100 is a scale to 1 to 4.75 scale, powered by a Jetcat 220, flying the Sabre round. And of course the Super Sabre was a development of the F-86 Aviation. JR servos. Weighs about 35 kilograms. Those who know the music will know the film. Most appropriate for Steve's requested music for the F-18. In fact, we were talking about choices of music last night, and if any of you pilots out there haven't requested any, it's a new thing that we're doing. If you've got a music track you'd like playing in the background while you fly, then please come and see us. Lovely slow roll down the runway there by Steve and the F-18. Sabre on finals. Oh, Very well handled there. Lovely piece of flying there by Andy. We'll give them both a round of applause when they're safely on to be really on the ball. And safely down as well. Big round of applause for Steve Kilburn, Andy Hetherington, some lovely F-16s. Not even thinking straight this morning. Yeah, I blame it on the coffee. Anyway, two F-16s. One is flown by Alan Falconbridge, who we spoke to before about FCB Aviation. And the other one is flown by Nigel Powers. That's the one in the desert scheme. So lined up at the moment is Alan with the F-16. Look at those lights, made by Unilight. They really stand out. On a day like this, still super bright. And accelerating down the runway. And safely away, gear away. Look at the afterburner simulation of the bike around the thrust tube. Jet Legend F-16. Plenty of energy behind this as well. It's a Kingtech 320. Not a small engine by any means, a 320. Lined up on the runway is the camcorder scheme F-16. This one flown by Nigel. Slow flyby there by Alan.
And just a little mention, Kevin, for Nigel's helper, we've got Ian out on the flight line, famous Street Serpent, and Ian's got a stand here at the shore. So if you want to talk things jets, I know he's the agent for Jetcat, sorry, for Kingtech, get it right, Kingtech. So Ian's out there, he's in the purpley coloured shirt, but he's from Scotland, so he's in short sleeves. But he's here, just behind us on the flight line, IAD Designs. Have a pop along to see him and he'll tell you all things about jets.
Yeah, superb display going on here, and as you say, Ian is no stranger to turbines, having designed the Serpent, which I'm sure you'll see flying later on. Maybe not today in the wind, but he will be flying later on. He's by the F-16s. And I'm not sure whether the Polish pilot or the Spanish pilot won the most support, but they were both very, very enthusiastic, shall we say. I know the Spanish pilot overcooked it at one point and overflew the crowd. I think he got his knuckles wrapped for that one. Thank you very much. I've just been handed another LiPo battery. That's two now in my collection. If you're losing a Heian 200 battery, then I have that one as well. And we also have a pair of glasses as well, which have been handed in to us. So please. Oh, and a nice landing there from Nigel. The first one safely down. I'm sure that Alan will be following closely behind. I'm actually wearing my FCB Aviation t-shirt as well. So gear down. Pilots often do a gear pass. It's required so that they can actually see that they haven't got the luxury of 3 greens in a cockpit, so they like to visual confirmation that the landing gear is fully retracted or extended, as the case may be. Turning base leg on finals, juggling the power power here, get the rate of descent right. Oh, and a very nice one indeed. Big round of applause, please, for Nigel and for Alan. Notice the brakes there, stop that very quickly.
Very shortly, but I'd like to thank the last guys for putting on a brilliant display with models that are not ideally suited for these conditions. So over to Kevin now, and we've got them lined up. It looks like we've got one of our younger members as well out there, which is nice to see. So over to you, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you, David. We did this slot at Slape, if you remember. Yep. And we had 4 Cougars in the air that time, and it worked really, really well. Excuse me. This time we've only got 3. And the first one is safely away. This one is flown by one of our younger members, like Dave said. This is flown by Oliver Alcock. Nice bit of inverted flying on the downwind leg. And the second one is lined up on the runway now, which is the orange Cougar. This is flown by James Darby. Full length of the runway there. And James is safely away. Absolutely classic shape with the Cougar. One of those that when the aircraft looks right, they usually fly right, and that's ever so true of the Sabre and of the Cougar and the Panther actually as well. Classic airframes, and they fly really, really well. So we have 2 of the 3 airborne. Perry is still on the ground over there, trying to get his started. And I think their script this time was that they would try and fly in 4 mate together. They did a very nice action-packed routine at Slate, where they actually chased each other. The orange-coloured aircraft is that colour because it is a target aircraft. It's meant to be seen rather than the camouflage which you will see on the other aircraft. It is meant to be visible. And the idea was that they would all try and catch James in the orange Cougar. Nice synchronised pass there from the 2. Perry's obviously having a little bit of difficulty with. He said what they try and do here is just 4 mates together. Superb power to weight ratio there. Oliver's Cougar is the Skymaster version. It's about 2 inches smaller than the orange one that you can see. Pilots are talking to each other all the way through this routine. They have a spotter, they have a helper, and the idea is, inverted all the way, nice one Oliver. We communicate. We don't want to end up in the same bit of sky at the same time going opposite ways. It'd be a good move. So yeah, not to be outdone. James has gone a little bit lower there. They handle impeccably. On a day like this today with the wind, that's exactly what you need. You need something that's going to be very, very predictable. When you look at the shape of the wings on this, it's swept by tremendous amount of lift. And Oliver is safely down. I missed that. James then. I think Perry is not going to make this slot, but I hope we manages to sort it out before the next one. Finals here. nicely done at his feet as well. Big round of applause for Oliver there and for very distinctive red and white colour there, flown by Andy Hetherington. Andy delighted us earlier on with the F100 Super Sabre. And over the top. Look how stable that was through that pass there, being directed all the way through by Andy. Jetsmont 200 turbine in this one. High-tech servos. It's just under 1/3 scale, I think. In a flight time of about 7 minutes with this aircraft. And in that time he'll probably go through about 5 or 6 litres of fuel. Nice inverted pass there by Andy. I said before about Andy, he was a world champion motorcyclist. He was also a world champion hang glider pilot as well. So it's not surprising that he flies the Hawk in a very, very controlled and realistic manner. Very nice controlled. Multiple slow rolls down the runway. All the correction going in there with the rudder and elevator as we go through. Now airborne, we talked about the Hunter earlier on. Joining the Hawk up there is the Hunter. This kit was made by Ripmax. It's a Ripmax Hawker Hunter, which is largely based on the Mick Reeves version. Neil is flying this. Neil is a team pilot for Jetsmont, and this one has a Jetsmont 140 on board. There's a big difference in scale sizes between these two. The Hunter is a lot smaller. And here on those of you who've been and visited Elvington Airfield in years gone past will remember the full-size air shows we used to have here. I can remember one, I'm not sure what year it was, I guess it was about 2007 or 2009, when we had the 2 full-size Hawker Hunters here. We were lucky enough to have Misdemeanor and Raspberry Ripple colour schemes, both here on the same site on the same day, and they flew together. And Adam sat next to me and he says, I'm naming desserts. Yeah, I quite like desserts, Adam. And here he is coming in from the right-hand side. Neil is well known for his low-level flying. Power goes on, climbing away. The Hawker Hunter, a lovely classic aeroplane, unfortunately known in recent times for Shoreham air disaster, which is such a shame. And this is flown by Adam. Brakes off, power on. And away we go. Coming in on the right hand side is Neil. lovely landing there. That was... Adam is our freestyle aerobatics champion, as you saw earlier on. And this hawk was actually previously owned by, I'm not sure whether it was Steve Bishop or Matt Bishop, but it was one of their hawks. And then it was owned by Andy Johnson. Oh, that's a nice downwind pass. Yeah, Andy Johnston owned it, and then Adam bought it from Andy, so he could be quite forgiven for thinking this was the real thing if you were stood back any distance away. Nice slow rolls all the way down the runway. That's not easy to do. A lot of correction going in there on the controls to make sure the nose is pointing the right way, keeping us down the line of the runway all the time. Something very, very nice about the Hawk.
How long have you had it down? You haven't got it. Is it woody? No, I'm finished building it. I'm building it.
This one is actually...
There's not the jerkiness anymore. It's super smooth, low, inverted. It doesn't matter to him. He just flies aeroplanes very, very well.
Yes, I agree, and I think we're being treated to something very, very nice here today. Landing lights on. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the way to land a Hawk. Big round of applause, please, for our superb jet pilots there. Very, very nice flying. Thoroughly enjoyed that.
From it. So give it a go, and I'll keep plugging it as long as the BMSA are there, and they're still here to go. So have a go, have a ride down. It's been talking to Graham to get a certificate and everything when they're down there, and give it a go. So why not try it? It's something different and something, after watching all of this today, you really should give it a try and just see what it's like flying model aeroplanes. And we want to encourage the young, but young and old, if you haven't flown before, get yourselves down there and have a go. It's the only thing you can do, and it'll take you about probably 3 or 4 minutes to drive down, that's all. So why not? Go on. Have something different at Elvington today.
Thank you, David. Airball at the moment, we've got L39 Albatrosses. They're both models made the L39 originates from Czechoslovakia. 2-seat training aircraft, jet trainer. And we're lucky enough that one of the members of the LMA actually has the full-size L39. Quite cool. Thank you. Just we can give them some more money. It's not for me, it's for the LMA. Somebody else bought a cap, kindly donated to us by Paul Gosling of Nexus Models. Joining the L39s now, we have the third L39, which is the larger one, finished in the Baltic B scheme. It's got the classic yellow stripes at the rear of the aircraft coming in now. Excuse me. Nice Farnborough pass there being demonstrated by Neil. Neil Hyde. Neil is from the Leyland area. Saying about the L39, quite unusual in that it has a castering nose wheel. The models aren't. The models are steerable, whereas the full size has a castering nose wheel. Oh dear. That was a little bit hard. Unfortunate, and I'm sure that's the wind that's for David. That wasn't one of his better ones. Moving back to the sky, we still have Alan airborne and Neil with the larger L39 with the smoke system on board. This one has a JetCat 250. It was originally powered by a 220 and it wasn't quite enough. Putting a 250 on board has completely made the aircraft much more flyable, much more user-friendly. Tremendous speed range. Yeah, smoke there. Yeah, I've just been asked if I can make a call out for Neil Garnett, please. Neil, wherever you are, you're needed on the flight line, please. The L39, if you look at the aircraft, it has a very high fin, and that restricts its crosswind capability on the full size. I was saying it's owned by one of the LMA members. The full size flies out of Blackpool. GSHMV. He did buy one earlier on that, and he got it over here into the UK, and he couldn't get the permit to get the explosives for the ejector seat. He obstructed at every point trying to get the explosives in. And in the end he sold the plane and bought another one, and it was factory fresh refurb, and he actually bought it without actually seeing it. And it's a beautiful aeroplane. I've been lucky enough to have a really good look inside the cockpit of that. It's a beautiful aeroplane. Back to the models. It's quite remarkable that, isn't it? 80% of the power is required from the engine when you're landing the full-size L39. So much drag from the wheels and the air brakes and the flaps that you need that thrust setting high up to do. This looks like a finals. Arm very gently down. Great round of applause, please, for all of our three pilots there. For David Williams, for Neil Hyde, and Alan Falconbridge from FCB Aviation. Great displays with the L39s.